24 weeks pregnant with our second baby, and we just announced last week the gender of our baby, and we are having a baby boy. We are so excited. So for this video, it's not going to be necessarily a pregnancy update. It's all going to be about this baby and what's going on with this baby. I'm really gonna try hard to keep it together, but it's just been really hard the past few weeks. I just kind of want to update you guys. I'm just gonna kind of jump in and tell y'all the timeline of things and where we are right now with everything. Sorry, there's like so much information. I don't really know what order to say because it's just like, it's so much. So just bear with me through this as I explain it. But on January 14th of this year, 20-week anatomy scan ultrasound. That was when we found out the gender and everything, and we were so excited and things were good.
Oh no! I knew it was a boy.
At the end of the ultrasound, they told us that there were some concerns that they had, but they wouldn't tell us the specifics. She said that our doctor would have to follow up with us on that kind of thing, which if you have been part of my journey or my channel, then you know at this point we are using a midwife and we are planning a home birth. At this point, I don't see an OBGYN, I see my midwife. So once they send the results to my midwife and then she calls us. So we got a call from our midwife January 16th. It was actually the snow day. That if you've seen the gender reveal, you saw the snow day that we had. She called us actually right before we went and like filmed that small part. I actually wanted to do like a whole big gender reveal video, and my spirits just like really went down after getting that news, so we just made it really simple and it turned out really sweet. Anyways, my midwife is the sweetest thing and called Chip first to make sure he was with me so that I wouldn't be alone when getting the news. Thankfully he was home that day, and she told us there were a few issues with like 4 different organs was what they were seeing at that time, and she wants to refer me to an MFM, which is maternal fetal medicine. I guess the best way to explain it is like a more specialized group that can do ultrasounds and look more in depth. I was totally distraught when my midwife told me all this stuff. Even at this point, we didn't even know if it was actually true. We didn't know what was accurate, what anything was, but from the sound of what she saw as the results, it pretty much was meaning that home birth was going to be like out of the picture. Again, if you've been with me, you know this is my second home birth I've been planning. We planned our first one to be a home birth, got all the way to 38 weeks, had the birth tub at our house, had the whole birthing kit, had everything ready, and I had a really late case of preeclampsia, and my midwife told me that I was gonna have to be induced and go to the hospital and have my babies. The next day I went to the hospital, and the following day I had my baby. So all that to say, first birth, I was already distraught and so upset, and my heart was broken that I didn't get the home birth that I dreamed of and wanted. I just kind of like got taken back to those feelings all over again. I just got really angry at the fact that I can't have a home birth again. I can't have like the birth that I wanted. I just want so desperately to have my babies at home and let it be so natural. So I had to like grieve the fact that that was probably not going to be a possibility again. We had an ultrasound on January 25th with MFM, and I'll show like a little clip of us going into that. Okay, so we're in Anderson. This is our second ultrasound after the 20-week anatomy scan. I don't know what's it called, maternal fetal medicine. We're going to like a specialist and having another ultrasound to see what they say. Yeah, we were gonna go to Greenville's campus location, and they said I couldn't get in for like another 3 or 4 weeks. Like, this is the end of January. They said I couldn't get in until like the middle or end of February. So they said we could go to the Anderson location, which is like an hour outside of Greenville. Yeah, we were just ready to go ahead and see what's going on. So we're gonna go see what they say. Well, I guess they won't say anything really today, would they?
They might.
They might say
tell
something.
us.
What?
Yeah. At least we're not having to wait and just have no idea what's going on.
I couldn't have waited till February. That would have been a no-go. So we're about to go inside. We went and got all that done. I didn't know if they were going to tell us the results right then or what they were going to do. The doctor and the ultrasound tech that we were with were so kind and so nice. They told us 4 things. They said that there was some fluid that they found in like the back of his head. His kidneys were enlarged, and also he had a hole in his heart. But the biggest thing that they saw was that he has something called CDH, which is it's congenital diaphragmatic hernia, which pretty much means the diaphragm didn't fully form and it had a hole in it. So now he has organs coming up through the hole. And currently what's up is his intestines, and his stomach is actually coming up through the hole and pushing against his lungs and his heart. Those are the current issues that they see with him. And we went in expecting only to talk with them or whatever for like an hour, and we ended up being there for almost 4 hours, and they were just telling us all this different information. They pretty much said all of that could be contributed to a genetic disorder, or it could be something that his body just didn't fully develop and is now, because of that, is having all these other issues. Pretty much after this, they said they wanted us to do 2 things. They wanted us to talk to a pediatric cardiologist, I guess just to take a better look at his heart and to assess kind of what's going on with that. So we have that appointment in a week or 2. The other thing they wanted us to do was they wanted us to do amniocentesis, which is pretty much a minor procedure. They take a shot and put it in my abdomen and take tissue from the amniotic sac and test it for genetic disorders. We prayed on it and thought about it for about 4 or 5 days before giving them an answer whether we wanted to do it or not. There's risks involved in it. It's a 1 in like 100 chance that this could happen, but there's risks that I could miscarry, have preterm labor, have an infection, also him have a blood disorder. There was a few different risks involved, and we just did not feel right after praying on it and asking the Lord for guidance in this. We did not feel right in doing that testing. This condition that he has, CDH, is like 1 in 1,000 to 1 in 2,000 births have this kind of issue. So it is a more rare issue, and we were that 1 in 1,000 or 1 in 2,000. So what if we're that 1 in 100 that I miscarry or have preterm labor? And I don't think me or Chip could handle, if we were the reason that that happened, I don't think we could handle it. And so we actually said no to that procedure, but we are getting just the basic blood test for genetic testing. We hadn't done that before now, so it is non-invasive. So I actually went and got that done today, so we'll get the results back in the next like 10 to 14 days. I hope all this is making sense. I feel like I'm kind of going everywhere. Because of this hernia in his diaphragm, he is going to have surgery on it. Right now, it looks like it will be after he's born. If his liver goes up or something else, they would want to do prenatal surgery, so surgery while he is in my womb. And being honest, when we heard that option, we both just did not feel like that was going to be, if that is what's happening, we don't feel like that's the best route to do. We really don't want my baby touched until he's born. Like if it gets to like he's born and he needs surgery, let's do it. But the prenatal surgery is too much of a risk to me. It's too scary. I feel strongly in God's still forming him and putting all of his parts together in me now. And I don't feel right in doing anything before that. Because in all of that, there's risk that more things could go wrong, or he could have more issues when he's born. That's like where we are, and our doctors did let us know that because we chose not to do the amniocentesis, they let us know that that is a prerequisite to be able to do the prenatal surgery. But we let them know that we understand that that is a prerequisite, but we just are not going to choose to do it. And all of this as well, because he's gonna have to have surgery once he's born. That is a for sure thing. He has to be at a specific facility when he's born and at a certain level NICU care with ECMO technology. I'll explain all that right now. Pretty much there's 2 hospitals up in our area. They're a couple hours away. There's one in Columbia and there's one in Charleston. There's also one in Atlanta and Augusta, Georgia, I believe. And we were also looking at possibly Birmingham, Alabama. We have family in Mobile, Alabama, and going through all this, we'd love to be around family if we could. So we were even looking closer down south to see if there was any hospitals that would do this kind of surgery and have this type of care. But pretty much whatever hospital we choose, we will have to be there from 30 weeks of me being pregnant until he's out of the NICU care. So it could be 3 to 5 plus months is what we're looking at currently. So they told us that as well, to let us be thinking of that. And the reason why we have to go to these specific hospitals is because only certain surgeons do this type of surgery. And like I said, they have to have a level 4 NICU care as well as ECMO, which is pretty much, from what we've understood, it's like kind of like an iron lung kind of situation for babies to live off of, because his lungs are going to be probably pretty damaged from the organs that are pushing against them. So he's going to need a lot of extra help with that. That's kind of where we are. It's terrifying because I don't know what this birth is going to look like. I don't know how the rest of this pregnancy is going to look. And I don't know how long that he'll be actually in the NICU and need care and what kind of things he'll need. It's super scary right now. But I've gone through, I feel like, every emotion. I was super angry in the beginning for, again, not knowing what's going on, and the fact that this won't be what we originally thought. And then I've gone through just grieving the fact that he's gonna be poked and prodded, and I know it's all gonna be for his good, but it's just so hard to know that your baby is gonna have to go through some hard stuff right from the get-go. So that's really hard to know, and I don't even know if I'm saying everything that I want to say. But through all this though, we have so much peace. Even though I'm crying, I'm scared and I'm nervous, but we have so much peace that he's gonna be okay. So much peace that he's gonna be fine and he's gonna be taken care of. It's just the whole journey to get to that is really, really scary and nerve-wracking. So I wanted to film all this to say I want to continue filming this journey and explaining what's going on, because whenever I found out about CDH, there's not much out there besides, I found a few Facebook groups, but I was trying to find someone that I could watch them go through this whole process so I could kind of get some ease or just kind of know somewhat what to expect. I want to be that for somebody else. Not only to record our journey through this, I want to be there for other moms that find themselves in this predicament or in this place of life, needing some help, needing someone to kind of look at. I also want to film this because we have such a good God. We serve such an almighty good God. I want to be a place where we can share our story and share the goodness of God and how he's been so good to our family and how he's going to continue to be good, because he doesn't change. Even though all these predicaments are changing around us, he doesn't change. And so I want to share that as well. The day that we found out all of this information, we came home and we knew we needed to name him that night. we couldn't go any longer not having a name for him. And we didn't really have any names picked out, and we both just fell in love with the name Sam. We have our little Sam, and we already love him so much. And he already is getting so much prayer and so much love from so many people. But I did want to share as well, we have so many people offering so much to us right now, and we're just so thankful, and people are wanting to know what they can do. And if you feel led to give financially, we would so appreciate it. But also, if we could just have as many people praying over us as possible, that's what we really want and need. Because we don't know how this is going to play out financially or logistically or anything. Did want to share too, we are doing a t-shirt fundraiser, and I actually came up with the design a few days ago. This is the current design. The website that we're going through does these t-shirts in batches, so we're going to continue to just keep doing batches until, I don't know, just we're going to keep going until we feel like we need to stop, I guess. If you'd like to purchase a t-shirt, all those proceeds do go to fund his hospital bills, travel bills. I don't want this to be something you feel like you have to buy or that you have to give. Honestly, just your prayers are huge enough. But I will have the link below if you'd like to buy a t-shirt. There are t-shirts, sweatshirts, crew necks, long sleeve t-shirts, and different options and colors that you could choose from. Also, if you'd like to order a t-shirt and for some reason the link is not working or something, if you would message me, I'd love to help you figure out what's going on. But something else, we also did start a GoFundMe page if you feel led to give financially but don't necessarily want a t-shirt. We do have a GoFundMe page going, and that will be linked below as well. You'll be seeing more videos like this because I'm just gonna continue to film our journey, and I would just so appreciate your prayers. Me and Chip are so happy and excited to meet Sam. So is Nora. This doesn't take any of that joy away or that love away from him. It's just a different journey than what we were expecting. Anyways, I just want to thank you again for coming to my channel, watching these videos. They're not all this sad, I promise. I would appreciate it if you'd subscribe, if you'd want to join along in this journey and keep up with me and Sam and Nora and Chip. And yeah, we just thank you so much, and we love you guys, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.